I'm Richard Hawkes. I'm the Chief Executive of the British Asian Trust. We're one of Prince Charles's charities and we work across South Asia. I'm really disappointed that I can't be at the Naturenomics conference this week. I think it's going to be an absolutely amazing event, really focusing on universal basic assets. I think the Balipara Foundation have done a tremendous job in organising the conference, and the British Asian Trust is proud and very pleased to have worked with the Balipara Foundation for many years. We do a lot of work in India. Last year we introduced a development impact bond in India. This is a really exciting new initiative that is something that can really play a massive role in areas like education, water, and other forms of universal basic assets. I hope you get to talk about things like that this week. I hope the conference is an amazing success. I'm really sorry that I can't be there, but I look forward to hearing the outcomes of the event.
Thank you. Such a pleasure being here. Good morning, everybody. My name is Saleem Khan. I'm the India Director for the British Asian Trust, and I'm so happy to be here. For those of you who don't know about British Asian Trust, we are basically a charity founded by Prince Charles in 2007, and since then we've touched more than 4 million lives across South Asia. So areas that we work in India are education, livelihood, anti-trafficking and mental health. And most recently, we've got into social finance in a big way. British Asian Trust is really proud to have launched the world's largest education impact bond, which basically aspires to positively impact education outcomes for 200,000 children over the next 4 years. So for those of you who've been hearing a lot about impact bonds but don't know too much, I hope we'll have time to talk a lot about that over the next 2 days. But just in a nutshell, firstly, they are not bonds as we traditionally know bonds. So impact bonds are basically it's a result-based financing mechanism in which there's a funder who comes on board with a pot of funding. He agrees to fund, but he funds outcomes, and he says that I will fund the outcomes only if the outcomes are met, which means if I bring the funding on the table and the outcomes are not met, then I don't fund the issue that I came to the table for. So for that, there is a risk investor who comes on board, which says, I'm willing to take the risk and bring the upfront capital and then give it to the service provider to carry out the intervention. If results are met, then there's a return that is attached to it. It's anywhere between 6 to 8%. That's basically the cost of the risk that the risk investor takes. So it's a new and a very innovative way of actually funding outcomes, and perhaps the only solution that we foresee of bridging that huge SDG gap that India is faced with right now. Because if you're bringing that cultural shift from tracking inputs and activities to outcomes, then all the money is going to solve for the reason it's come on the table for. So it's really exciting. Over the next 2 days, we're looking to talk about how can we use these innovative finance instruments for applying to environment perhaps. For example, can you use social finance to address some of the ecological issues that are getting worse with the climate change challenges right now? Or can we use a development impact bond to solve for bringing sustainable livelihoods for the rural communities, which are faced by the huge migration challenge right now? That's a big issue. People are moving away from these geographies and moving to the urban towns, and that's something which is not good for us in the longer term. Or perhaps the depleting count of the Asian elephants. Can we bring an impact bond to try and address that? To say, but an impact bond is not a silver bullet. So it's not a one size fits all. You need to identify firstly the issue which has very quantifiable outcomes. So you need to have a measurable, quantifiable outcome, and then because that you need a donor to come on the table, right? So till such time the issue that you're trying to solve for is measurable is when you'll have donor interest and perhaps an investor who comes to hedge the risk as well. So it's a great time. It's early stages right now for social finance, but British Asian Trust is trying to lead that in India. So early stages in the journey, but we're seeing a lot of funder interest coming, and the government is warming up as well. So we're looking forward to really seeing innovative finance tools to be solving some of the country's stickiest issues in days to come. So I look forward to chatting more. There's a panel tomorrow for those of you who are interested. We're talking on a panel to really get together and see if some of these issues can be addressed through an innovative finance solution. So look forward and thank you very much.